Good day once again. It's Ishola Deji Michael, and I welcome you once again to Success Enlightenment. All right. Today on Success Enlightenment, just as we started, we'll be discussing more on probability distributions. All right. We talk about discrete probability distribution. We've illustrated some examples which we have solved. Binomial probability distribution. Today we want to solve further questions to illustrate the binomial probability distribution. All right. And the question we are going to be dealing with today is all right. It said if 10% of sachet water produced in a factory is found to be below the specific volume. All right. Now we have to find the probability that in a sample of 10 sachets, none will be below this specific volume, one will be below the specific volume, two will be below the specific volume, and more than two will be below the specified volume rather. And the other part of the question is, in how many ways can a coach select a team of five if he has 18 players at his disposal and the captain must be part of the team? All right, this question we are going to be solving right here on Success Enlightenment. If this is the first time you come into this channel and you are here to subscribe to my YouTube channel, all right, today subscribe to the what YouTube channel. All right, give me thumbs up, and if you have any issue difficulties understanding how I solve this problem, all right, feel free to message me. I'll be more than happy to help. All right, thank you. Let's get into it. All right, we go straight away into what solving the the question. If you have the question again, we have it said 10% of sachet water produced in a factory was found to be below the specified volume, below the specified volume. So we can like I said, the 10% they give us here is probability of success, which is what 10%. All right, it's given to be 10%, which is the same thing as what 0.1. All right, 10% of the sachet water is said to be below the specified volume. All right, and also if 10% is below the specified volume, say what how many percentage is not below the specified volume. All right, so that will be we have Q, sorry, that would be Q, which is our probability of failure here. Q will then be 1 minus P, which is equals to 1 minus 0.1, which will be what is 0.9. All right, let's write our zero very well. Okay, which will be 0.9. All right, so these are probability of failure. We already have our probability of success, we have our probability of failure. All right, if you look at the question very very well, all right, they ask us to find the number they ask us to find the probability that in a sample of 10 sachet, find the probability that none will be below the specified volume. So our sample here is what is 10, so which is our n, our small letter n is equals to 10. So the first part of this question, which is asks us to find the what probability that none of them will be below the what the specified volume. That's our first part of the question. That's what they ask us to find. Probability that none will be below the specified volume, which means in this scenario our x will be what? Will be equals to is 0. Our x will be equals to 0. So therefore, we can then apply our binomial probability distribution formula. All right, we can apply our binomial probability distribution here. What we are of concern is what we want to find: probability of s equals to 0. So which will now be what the commutation of what 10 total samples. We are taking 0 out of it. Probability of success is what is 0.1. That will be 0.1 raised to power is 0. Alright, the number you are taking out of it. Probability of failure is what is 0.9 raised to power 10 minus 0. Alright, don't forget the formula we are applying is what is p of x equals to what n combination s p raised to power s q raised to power n minus x. Alright, this is the formula we are applying. Alright, that's the formula we are applying. That's the probability mass function of a binomial distribution. So now from here we can find 10 combination 0. This will be what? 10 factorial all over 10 minus 0 factorial 0 factorial. This will be what? 10 factorial all over 10 factorial 0 factorial, which will equals to what? 1. Don't forget 0 factorial is equals to 1. Anywhere you see 0 factorial, the answer is what? Is 1. 10 factorial over 10 factorial, that's cancel each other's out, that's also 1. Alright, in the same way 0.1 probability of our success is 0.1 raised power 0 from knowledge of indices e also equals to 1, and 0.9 raised power 10, right? You just have to press our calculator, press your scientific calculator. What is 0.9? What is 0.9 raised to power of 10? 0.9 raised to power of 10. What does that give us from the calculator? For my calculator here, 0.9 raised to power of 10 is equivalent to is 0.34349, approximately 3 decimal places. So now that we have found every ingredient that we need to actually find the probability of s equals to 0, so we just go ahead with it. All right, we go ahead with it. So probability of s p x equals to 0 will then be equals to what? 1 times 0.349 times 1. Alright, don't forget probably the our computation is equals to 1, and our what? And our probability of 0 raised power 0 is equals to 1. So therefore the probability of s equals to 0 will be what? Is 0.349, which is equals to what? 34.9%. In percentage, this equals to what? 34.9%. Alright, so that's the first part we are asked to find. Probability that what? None is what? None is below the specified alright, now that we have found the probability that none will be below the specified volume, now we are also asked to find the probability that 1 will be below the specified volume, that exactly 1 will be below the specified volume. All right, we've already know our probability of success. All right, so let's just go straight and put the formula first. You have to find probability of exactly 1 will be below the what? The specified volume. Probability of what? X equals to 1, and that will be what? Total is what? Is 10, and the number the we are picking here is 1. Probability of what? Success, we already find that probability of success is what? 0.1, that's given to us, raised by what? 1. The probability of failure is what? 0.9, that raised by what? 10 minus 1. Okay, 10 minus 1. So now from here, what is 10? What is 10 combination 1? All right, what is 10 combination 1? That would be what? 10 factorial all over what? 10 minus 1 factorial 1 factorial. All right, 10 minus 1 factorial 1 factorial, and this will be equals to what? 10 times 9 factorial all over 9 factorial 1 factorial. This we cancel this, so we have 10 divided by 1, so is here equals to 10. So 10 combination 1 is equals to 10. Now that we have found 10 combination 1 to be equals to 10, so now what is our probability of success raised to power of 1? Our probability of success raised to power of 1, so that will be that will give us what? 0.1 raised to power of 1, that will give us what? 0.1. What about our probability of failure? Our probability of failure is 0.9 raised to power what 10 minus 1, that's same thing as what 0.9 raised to power of what 9. So what we do now is what we simply use our calculator to find what is 0.9, what is 0.9 raised to power of 9. So 0.9 raised to power of 9 from my calculator here gives 0. Give 0.387 to 3 decimal places, so now from here we can find our probability of what 1, that is 1 will be below the specified volume, which is what of 1 p of 1. That will now be what the computation is, the combination gives 10 times probability of success, which is 0.1, times probability of failure is by 0.9, 0.387. So what we simply do is what we do our calculator, we use our calculator again to multiply this out, and what do we get when we multiply this out? We have 10 times 0.1 times 0.38 and 7. All right, and that will give us what 0.387. That will give us 0.387. All right, that give us 0.387, and this is the probability of 1 in percentage. This will be what 38.7 percentage is the what is the probability that exactly 1 will be below the specified number. Right, it's as simple as this. Let's go on and solve the other part. The next we are asked to calculate is the probability that 2 will be below the specified our volume, that is exactly 2 sachets water will be below the specified volume. All right, so we've already know our probability of success and failure. So what we are looking for now is probability of what x equals to 2. All right, so that will be what the combination of 10 taking 2 out, right, taking 2 out. All right, probability of success, which is 0.1 raised to power of 2, and probability of failure, which is 0.9 raised power of 10 minus 2. All right, so and now let's find what's combination. What is 10 combination 2? That will be 10 combination 2, that will be 10 factorial, 10 minus 2 factorial, 2 factorial. Right, this will now be what 10 factorial all over 8 factorial, 2 factorial. This will be 10 times 9 times 8 factorial all over 8 factorial. 2 factorial is empty as 2, that's 2 times 1. 8 factorial cancels 8 factorial, so we are left with what 10 times 9, which is what 90 divided by 2, which is then equals to what 40, which is equals to what 45. All right, so our 10 combination 2 is what is 45. So now what is 0.1 raised to power 2, which is probability of success raised to power of 2. So it's 0.1 raised to power 2. We press our calculator to find 0.1 raised to power of 2, right? That will be 0.1 raised to power of 2. That will be 0.01. That will be 0.01. Also, the probability of failure is 0.9 raised to power of what 8. So that will be what 0.09 raised to power of 8. So that will be 0.9 raised to power of 8. That will be 0.43. That will be 0.43 to 2 decimal places. 2 decimal places. All right, so what we do from here now, don't forget this is 4. Okay, so what we do from here now is we simply find our probability of 2. All right, since we already find all the element that we need, so that will now be what p2, probability of s equals to 2 p2, that equals to what 45 times 0.01 times 0.43. So we simply use our calculator to do this. You press it on your calculator. What is 45 times 0.01 times 0.43? All right, that gives us 0.1935, 0.194 approximately. This is the same thing as what? 19.4%. So probability of what? Exactly 2 is therefore what? 19.4. So that's probably exactly 2. We found probability of 1. We found probability of 0. We found probability of 1. Now we found probability of 2. Let's see the later part of the question. Let's see the later part of the question. Now we want to find the probability of more than 2. All right. We want to find the probability of more than 2 be below the specified volume. Okay. So probability of more than 2, we write this as probability of x greater than 2. All right. So this will be the addition of probability of 3, probability of 4, probability of 5, probability of 6, probability of 7, probability of 8, probability of 9, and probability of 10. All right. And that's one way to do it. But another way, which is more convenient way to do is to say probability of s greater than 2 should be 1 minus what? Probability of s less than or equals to 2. Okay. Don't forget the sum total of the whole probability of 0, 1 till 10 will give you 1. So if you simply take probability of 0, probability of 1, probability of 2 out of the entire probability, what should be left with is the addition of probability of 3, probability of 4, probability of 5, probability of 6, probability of 7, probability of 8, probability of 9, probability of 10. This is what I'm saying. So the total possible probability you can calculate here is you can have probability of 0, probability of 1, probability of 2, probability of 3, probability of 4, probability of 5, probability of 6, probability of 7, probability of 8, probability of 9, probability of 10. All right, that's what you can have it. And we want to talk about probability of s greater than what? Greater than 2. That is, this will be probability of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This 0, 1, and 2 are not included. The addition of all this will give you a probability of s greater than 2. Another way we can find it is what? Is find 1 minus what? Probability of these three. All right, 1 minus probability of these three will give us the rest here. So that's another way to find it. But the for convenience here, I'm using this other way. That is, this in this video I'll be solving it this way. Probability of s greater than 2 is equals to 1 minus probability of what? X less than or equals to 2. So now what is probability of what? X less than or equals to 2. This will be what? Probability of 0 plus probability of 1 plus probability of 2. Okay, plus probability of 2 itself. All right, so now we've already calculated our probability of 0. We already calculated our probability of 0. We already calculated our probability of 1. And we've already calculated our probability of 2. Our probability of 0 from our calculation. Our probability of 0 from our calculation. Now let's add all of them together. Probability of 0 from our calculation is what? Is 0.349. Our probability of 1 from our calculation is what? Is 0.387. And our probability of 2 from our calculation is what? Is 0.19 and 4. This 9, 19 and 4. Okay, 19 and 4. So now when you add all this together in your calculator, you have there 0.349, 0.349 plus 0.387 plus 0.194. All right, 0.349 plus 0.387 plus 0.194. So when you add all this together, what you have is what you have is 0.93. Don't forget probability of s are greater than 2 is equal to 1 minus probability of what s less than or equals to 2. Now that we have already found probability of s less than or equals to 2, so we simply put probability of s greater than 2 to be what 1 minus 0.93, and that will give us what 0.07. Therefore the probability of having more than 2 that are below the specified volume is therefore 7%. Right, is therefore 7%. Right, this is how we approach this question. Very simple, straightforward, and understandable. Right, this question has the other part. Let's solve the other part of this question as we bring this video. All right, the later part, which is the B part to this question, is we have to find that in how many ways can a coach select a team of 5 if he has 18 players at his disposal and the captain must be part of them. All right, to solve this question, the first decision the coach will have to make is the number of ways he has to select his captain. So that is the number of ways will it select his captain within his team of 18 players. All right, to select his captain for the team of 18 player, no, the captain is just going to be one player, so that's going to be what 18 commutation 1. All right, this is the number of ways he's going to select his captain, and this is going to be what 18 factorial all over 18 minus 1 factorial 1 factorial, and this will be what 18 times 17 factorial all over 17 factorial 1 factorial, as 18 minus 1 is 17. This cancel each other, so we have what 18 ways. So the number of ways he can select his captain is what is 18 ways. All right, now we select his captain is 18 ways. Now after selecting the captain in what in 18 ways, now the rest is what he has 4 more players he wants to select, because his team is his total team we have to have include 5. So he has 4 more players he want to select, and once the captain is selected out of this team of 18, so the number of players remain is what is 17. So now in how many ways will he be able to what to select 4 players from what 17 players? So this is a question of what 17 combination 4, and this will be what 17 factorial all over what 17 minus 4 factorial 4 factorial. Okay, 17 minus 4 factorial. All right, so this will therefore be 17 times 16 times 15 times 14 times 13 factorial. Okay, all over 17 minus 4, that's what 13 factorial. 4 factorial will be what 4 times 3, which is 12, times 2, which is 24, times 1, it will be 24. All right, so we use our calculator from here to find what is 17 times 16 times 15 times 14. Noting that what 13 factorial will cancel 13 factorial, so we have 17 times 16 times 15 times 14. This will give us what 57,120 divided by what 24, and this is going to be 2,000 2,380 ways. All right, number way if we select 4 players of remaining 17 is 2,380 ways. Now in how many ways will you select the 5 players, such as the captain will have to be there, all right, from 18 players? That will be the number of ways he will select his captain, which is what 18 combination 1, plus the number of ways he will select is what the rest of the thing, which is what, 17 combination 4. So therefore, number of ways you select is counting as calculated is what, is 18 ways. That will be what, 18 plus the number of way we select the rest of the player. That's what, 2380. So the number of ways you select the entire team will now be what, 2380 plus 18, and that will be what, 2398 ways. All right, so that's the answer to this question. And with this we come to the end of this video. If this the first time you are coming across this channel, my name is Shade Jumaike, and here is Success Enlightenment. I will persuade you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, it's a way of actually appreciating me, which I'm very, very grateful for that. All right, I appreciate every thumbs up on my channel. If there's anything I discuss that you don't understand, all right, please feel free to contact me. My contact is all mostly attached to most of my videos. All right, with that, we come to this end of this video. All right, thank you for watching. Till next we meet.